All right, we're rolling.
Look, dressed in fatigues, I rep the East with my trustees, smoking on crack.
All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Swiggy Tapes, episode 3. Today I have a special guest. I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Jacob Denny. I will say a lot of people that probably listen to your stuff are going to be like, oh my God, you talk to him? What? There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be like, I haven't heard from him in so long.
Right. It's definitely, it's going to be a different episode for sure. So hope everyone's doing great. How's life been doing you, man? How you doing?
Honestly, life's been treating me well. I really can't complain. That's really all I got to say. I don't really want to get too much into like what I'm doing and stuff.
Right.
But
okay,
that makes it sound bad. I ain't doing nothing too bad. I ain't doing nothing bad.
Okay, but all right. So what's your story? If someone asked you like, what made
my
you
story is?
What made you who you are today? What is like a short?
Oof. I don't think I've ever had anybody ask me that before. What's I don't know. See, I guess the reason that I can't explain that is because maybe I don't know who I am still yet. I think I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
I'm an aspiring quotation content creator. So like, I'm trying to do the YouTube thing. I'm trying to do the Twitch thing, which if a lot of you follow my social media and like follow me on Facebook and stuff, you'll see that I post that quite a bit. So I think I'm still trying to like figure out who I am. I'm definitely becoming way more comfortable with being a nerd than I used to.
Right.
Back in school, I hid the fact that I was a nerd from I was the band geek.
Right.
But I hid the fact that I was a nerd from everybody for forever.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like in high school you kind of gotta like speaking for myself, you kind of have like a identity crisis. It's like, who do you want to be? Like, because people can persert or see that you're like this way, or what I'm saying, or expect you to be this way, and then maybe that's not what you want to be. So,
and then like I see, I don't know if it is like this for anybody, but like I know, especially when I was like watching cartoons and stuff when I was a kid,
right?
They're like, oh, you're a nerd, and then I got picked on and everything. I was like, I don't want to be picked on. I'm not,
right.
I'm a chubby kid and I'm a nerd. That's too much ammo.
Bad combination.
That's too much ammo.
Right.
So. Yeah, so I understand what you're talking about with the identity crisis thing there.
Right. So, what do you think people would feel about how they perceived you in high school compared to now? Like, what do you think is the biggest jump from
high school to now?
Yeah.
I'm definitely a lot more confident about myself.
Right.
I still have insecurities, but I'm definitely a lot more confident about myself now than I was back in high school.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to be like, well, you weren't really necessarily self-conscious back then. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a completely different person. I really am.
Right.
I tend to also not give a fuck a lot.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. So, speaking of high school and just childhood, I don't want to be too like explicit, but when's the first time you looked at a girl and was like, I want to hit that?
Like, I want to smash?
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure we were on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean,
you ain't got a name drop if you want a name drop.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not going to name drop. But like when was I first interested in girls? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Like, was there a particular woman, or I guess girl, that you were like, okay?
I definitely had crushes literally all throughout. Like, I'm pretty sure in fourth grade, hands down, I was like, I like girls. Right. They're cute. Whatever. Oh, they got cooties? No, they don't. No, they don't.
Bro, I never believed in cooties, bro. I did not like that. Like, girls are... They're the shit.
Who the hell came up with that?
I don't know. Like,
who sat down and was like, girls have cuties. Don't touch them.
Yeah,
they're nasty. No, bro, I watch you eat dirt. What are you talking
about? Exactly. Like, they do not have cooties.
But I will say, now that I'm older and I have kids. I have friends that have kids.
Right.
A lot of them that have, like, little girls as their kids. Girls are disgusting. Growing up, girls are hands down disgusting. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my god. So, I'm talking like, watching this girl. She put potato chips in her juice and just let it soak like it was cereal,
gosh.
and then she drank it.
Oh my!
Girls are so disgusting.
Yeah, they
so
are.
disgusting.
They are. But girls definitely, they definitely rock the world, man.
They do. And look, I give them props. I had some sort of an epiphany as to, how they say that girls like mature faster than boys. It is 100% true.
Yeah,
it is 100% true.
Facts.
And I had an epiphany because I was watching this comedian. So like I'm not trying to take credit for this, but I was watching this comedian, and he brought up a very, very valid point. He said, "Well, no wonder that girls mature faster. We get G.I. Joes and like toys and games and stuff, and like, here, go have fun. Girls, what do they get? They get baby dolls and expect to take care of them."
That is true.
From like the moment that they're like, I need to quit like slamming on that. That's probably picking that up, but from the moment that they're like 5 years old, here's a baby doll, take care of it.
Take care of it. Yeah.
Your baby's crying, you better go get it. They're a kid. What do you mean?
Right.
So no wonder that they have to like mature. They have to mature quicker because they give them an expectation to.
Right.
Here's a baby doll. Take care of it.
Hell yeah. Okay, so speaking on women, how do you feel? Do you know what a simp is?
A simp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, I hate that term. I
You
hate that term. We'll come back around to it, but I hate that term.
So how do you feel about simping? Would you consider yourself a simp?
See, what I'm gonna say is people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's definitely a simp." I like women.
Right.
I like women. At the moment, I am single.
Right.
So, like I said, what I just said, a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's definitely a simp." But look, no. Apparently, if you like women at all, you're just a simp.
If you're a nice guy,
If you're a nice guy,
if you pay for dinner, you're a
right.
simp.
You're a simp. But if you're not, then you're a douchebag. So
Right.
it's like you don't win either way.
Right.
You don't win either way
Right.
at all. So I'd rather be a simp than a douchebag.
Yeah, I feel that. So why don't you like the term?
Because it sounds like you call me a simpleton. That's what it like.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
It does sound like that.
It sounds like a very shortened version of that term, and I'm like, no, I know how to treat people.
Right.
And I'm sorry that my mom taught me how to treat women
Right.
way better than some of these other dudes do.
Right. Exactly.
So that's primarily why, and it's such a negative term.
Yeah. Right. Because you get looked at like it's a bad thing. I don't think
Right,
it's a bad
and
thing.
it's
to be a
like,
simp.
oh, I just paid for your dinner. Oh, well, you're a simp. Bye. Fuck out of here, then.
Man, I think it's crazy because like it makes me feel old because like growing up, like even in high school, or whatever, we did not look at it like that.
No,
Like,
we didn't, man. And it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy because in high school it was like, I feel like that's what we did in high school. I feel
Right.
like that's how we were raised to
Right.
treat women.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I hate the term.
Yeah.
It makes me cringe.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think like, yeah, because like during the times that we're in today, like in 2020, it's looked bad upon to be the nice guy and be the sweet guy.
It's because we're in a society that's all about hookups. That's why.
You're right.
And if you're not in that society, then you're a negative person. You're a simp.
A simp, yeah.
You're a simp.
It's definitely
What?
It's definitely a hookup culture. Because imagine if we had Tinder back in high school or something like that. That was not even a thing. Like,
Well, because it originally came out as Grindr, but when did it come out?
what, Tinder? Or
Well, because like I said, it originally came out
it
as
was
Grindr,
I never even heard of that.
which, well, Grindr is, from what I have been told, it's for gay men and women to hook up with one another, and then they parted off because I think like the CEO or something, they turned it into Tinder so that way everybody could hook up.
Oh, okay.
But now there's Tinder and Grindr, but it was originally Grindr.
Okay.
But man, could you imagine if we had those like dating apps?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And like, that's weird. That's weird to
Yeah.
think. You know what I remember being in high school and like middle school and stuff. What I remember was going on Omegle. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
On your
The
computer.
little
First
random
off,
video chat thing.
First off, if you know what Omegle is, you deserve a veteran's discount.
Yeah, we're showing our age.
We're
For
showing
sure.
our age for sure. No, seriously, if you remember, which I think it is still around. But I don't think it's around for the same reason that everybody was using it back in the day.
Right.
I'm talking wanking left and right, dude. And I was like, nope, next.
Crazy.
Next.
It's crazy, man. Our
dude.
parents should not have let us online for sure, man. Wow. But yeah, man. Just back in the days compared to now, it's just insane. I remember like having like a prepaid cell phone, just hoping I had enough minutes to text my crush back. You know what I'm saying? Now,
you know what's crazy? It's funny that you brought that up. You know what's crazy about prepaid phones? I don't trust the person with a prepaid phone now.
Why is that?
Because, dude, if your credit score is so low you can't afford a plan.
Right.
Look, I'm not saying that everybody with a prepaid phone does criminal acts.
Right.
But everybody that does criminal acts has a prepaid phone.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Shut up the trap phone.
Man, you got a prepaid phone? I'm going to have to cut you off right there, man.
Right.
Get you a plan. I'm sorry.
Man. So, like, how was, so speaking on, like, the whole hookup culture, like, from your views of, like, how you would approach a woman back when we were younger compared to now, like, how much does that change as far as, like...
For me personally, For me personally, back in the day, I wouldn't approach a woman. Back in the day, I would not. I was too... sorry to check my phone, but I was too nervous to approach a woman. That was just because I was under the idealism that I was ugly. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh, wow.
I was under the idealism that I was ugly and that nobody wanted me anyway, so why even attempt?
Okay.
Nowadays, this comes back to where I was talking about how I'm confident, but still have insecurities.
Right.
Which, I mean, I'll try a conversation, but, like, because we're in that, like, hookup society,
right.
I try to not really converse, to be honest with you. Now, I'll go through my phase where, like, I'm like, yeah, I'll hook up. That's it. That's all I want. But, like, I've already had that. I don't want it no more.
Okay.
So
I feel that. Like a whole phase.
Yeah. Well, and, like I tweeted out, I said, man, when's somebody going to ask me out on a date?
Right.
Like, that's another thing, you know? Why do the men always got to do it first?
That is true, man. If things are going to change in 2020, why can't that change? I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Ask me out on dates.
Right.
Ask me how I'm doing.
Right, man. We're kings out here, man. Y'all are queens, but we kings out here.
There was one time last summer, I think, I went to one of the bars, and one of the college girls was like, were you going to buy me a drink? No. The fuck?
Right.
No.
Right. Like, where did you even... Like,
I literally had just... I walked in the door, had just met her, and she goes, well, are you going to buy me a drink? Huh?
I don't even know your name.
I said, are you going to buy me a drink? I have $4 left to my name. And that's nothing. Quit thinking that we're all ballers, because we're not.
Bro,
we got bills. We got struggles.
Right, man.
I said, I have $4 to my name. Can you buy me a drink? Shit.
Right.
And then we'll go.
Right.
You put in the effort first. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of putting in the effort and not getting any result.
Right.
You put in the effort first. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
I'm definitely too good of a guy to put in effort and not get results.
Right.
Just saying.
For sure. Yeah, man, the bar scene that's interesting because, like, typically, like, guys go for, like, to get ass pretty much, but I don't really get into that. Like, I would rather go with a group of friends, you know what I'm saying?
And
Dress
just
nice,
chill.
look nice, and just chill.
If
it's up to me, I would sit in a booth and watch UFC fights or a basketball game.
Man.
Like, I think that's what it should be for, but, like, guys, man.
Well,
hey, all guys out there, man, y'all gotta stop being so horny.
Man,
I gotta say it.
dude.
I gotta say it, man. Stop being so horny.
Look, I know 90% of y'all motherfuckers that we're talking about. I know 90% of you motherfuckers have an iPhone. Flip open Pornhub, man. I'm just saying. iPhones don't get viruses. Just open up Pornhub.
Please.
Man.
Stop sitting hey 50 times, man. Let's just flip up that Pornhub, man, and call it a night, honestly.
Man.
We're not embarrassing ourselves this year, man.
No,
not this year. Let's not do that.
And look, out of all years, this is not the year to embarrass ourselves,
It's
man.
not.
Man, dude. Can we just talk about this year for a second? Like, this year has been fucking hell.
Bro. And, you know, like, 2020 was hyped. Like,
It was. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is my year. I'm going to fucking graduate.
New decade.
Oh my God, it's a new decade. So roaring 20s.
Right.
Woo, woo.
Look what happened.
And then we're about to go into World War III.
Right.
And Oh, I can't remember what happened in February.
Kobe passed. Rest in peace, Kobe, man.
Man.
That happened.
That was a tragedy.
Yeah, man. That was.
And I don't want to take that death lightly, but I'm also slightly mad at the media.
Why is that?
So, I don't know if you knew this, but back when Kobe passed, because he passed, he was, he was the headline for every newspaper outlet.
Right.
But there was, I'm pretty sure it was from New York. There was one newspaper where it had Kobe was, he was the headliner. Over to the side, it said that there was 5 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the United States. That was back in January.
Oh, wow.
They were teaching about it in schools back in November.
Right.
So and it's not necessarily the media's fault. It's not 100% their fault.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm really upset with how our country treated this. I get it with the virus that bad. It was inevitable with what happened, but I feel like that we could have done it better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, not to take light of his death and all the other families that were on that helicopter, by the way.
For sure.
But it kind of made me mad that something that serious also didn't become a headliner.
Right.
Or at least, like, a subliner.
Right. It got looked over in a way.
And it was on the side of the paper. No one reads those articles.
Right, exactly. And, like, even, like now, recently, like, they just came out and said, like, the first, like, death happened back in January or February, so.
Yeah, and it's like, we could have tackled this a lot better, a lot more professional, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I don't really, like, diving into politics and my stuff, but to even attempt it a little bit, it's just like, you gotta look at our leader, quote unquote. And
dude, that's another thing. I looked at how the rest of the world was reporting us,
right,
and that was one of the things that they said that we were being led pourly.
Right.
That's another. I'll respect you. I don't like to talk about politics either.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm doing my content creating. I diffuse it right there.
Yeah.
But it just amazed me how the rest of the world was saying that, like, you guys are poorly led. You guys are attacking this very, very poorly, and you guys are all fucked. I was like, I hate being an American right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, during this time, I'm like, bro, like, maybe it's not so good in here. Wow, man.
So like I said, I hate to take lightly of what happened because it was tragic. It was unexpected, and I just wish that we would have tackled COVID-19 a lot better than what we did.
Right, we could have been way better prepared for that. And even now, I mean, even though they're opening things up, it's just like, which is
a bad idea. Bad idea. Look, okay, so we're going to be honest with you. We tried filming this a while back. It didn't work out. We lost a lot of footage.
Sorry, guys.
So we had a couple different discussions about it, and I remember you had asked, what did I think about the 4-stage plan that our state has developed for us, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, but then after that I looked into it. Stupid! Completely stupid!
Why? Let's explain why.
We just shouldn't open up.
Right.
We just shouldn't open. And like, okay, I get it. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be like, well, if we don't open up, then we're not gonna be able to come back from our. First off, we had the Great Depression. All right, we came back from that. That thing was serious. The Great Depression was serious.
Right.
And like, I get it. There's a lot of business. For instance, here in town, the Retro Diner, they're indefinitely closed because they're not gonna be able to come back from quarantine. Like they had that TV show, like Impossible Diner or something like that. It had a TV show that came, helped them out, redesigned it, and helped them get on track and get all their budgeting covered and everything. Right. And they were on track, but because we closed down, they have to close down indefinitely. And so I get that. There's a lot of small businesses that aren't going to be able to continue to be open. And I 100% understand that if we were to continue to stay closed, indefinitely, it would probably go into another Great Depression. However, we are treating something seriously and trying to solve it simplistically. I worded that very weird. But what I mean by that is we're treating it like a flu. Which I get that a lot of the symptoms are very similar. And what do you do with the flu? You go out for, you miss work for what, like a week? We're in a society where we have simple problems and we use simple solutions.
Right.
This is not a simple solution problem.
Right.
Like there's no simple solution to this problem other than, we all got to stay home. And like I feel really bad for a lot of these essential workers. As a matter of fact, earlier today, one of my friends had told me that one of their she works at a retirement home. One of their residents tested positive for COVID-19. One of her coworkers tested positive for COVID-19. She tested positive for COVID-19. She's scared out of her fucking mind. And I am honestly really scared for a lot of these essential workers. And I'm really scared for a lot of these like bars that are opening up. We're opening way too soon.
I was just about to bring that up.
We're opening way too... And my mother, she's a bartender. I am scared to death for her to go back. She has been back, but like I'm scared to death.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And like, you may think that you won't be able to get it, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to transfer it. And I'll be honest, I'm an essential worker too. So like I'm out and about, and I shouldn't be, but I have to be.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know, it's crazy because you can't really expect a 24-hour town to just shut down. You can't.
You're right. You're exactly right, man. It's definitely a sad time. Even I have, I'm gonna keep it private, but I have people close to me who have tested positive. So it's definitely a sad time, and to see, brothers down the street open, like don't get me wrong. Would I love to be able to be out and about and having fun? Of course.
Yeah, I miss it.
Right, but like at the same time, we have to stay home. Like, why are we going out? Why are you even in the mood to go out right now? Like, come on, man. It's silly. That's definitely silly.
And like, I know that that's probably gonna upset a lot of people that watch this, or like a lot of people that that you share it to. It's gonna upset them.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
This is the truth.
It is. There was one thing that really stuck to me that somebody had said to me, and they had said, if you don't like going out, then stay home. Let everybody else open up and you just stay home. It's not that I don't like going out. I have no problem going out. Right. As a matter of fact, I used to host karaoke like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights down at a bar. I love going out. I love the bar scene. It's not the fact that I don't want to go out. I don't want people to die.
Exactly.
And pretty much what I had said was, what did I say? what did I say? Because I counteracted. I kind of like quoted him, but counteracted what he said.
Right.
Not like in a shitty way, but like in a respectful way.
Yeah.
I had said, I'm trying to think. Look, everybody bear with me. I had said, look, you don't want... That's what I said. I said, look, you don't like things being closed, then stay home. Stay home, and then we'll be able to uplift this lockdown.
Right.
And now everybody's going to think, oh, well, we did the right thing. Great. Now we're all going to be able to... And this was a bunch of people that are complaining because they can't go to the barbershop and get their fucking hair cut.
Right. Right.
Not 100% of those people, but that's just the general...
Or the nails
like, because of the inconvenience of your life, you got to bitch about it. And you're like, oh, we got to open back up. We got to open back up. This bullshit.
I need a tan. Like, I need my nails done.
I need a tan. I need my nails done. I need my hair cut.
Right.
Oh, I got to go to the gym. Go buy some fucking weights at Walmart.
Do some push-ups, man.
Go on, put a mask on and go on a run.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, well, putting on a mask is like putting up a fence to protect you from mosquitoes. That is not all the case. The mask isn't to prevent you from getting it. The mask is to prevent you from releasing it to other people, to passing it to other people.
Right.
A lot of people are going to argue with me on that, but that's fine.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, man.
If you get a lot of hate, I apologize. I feel like this is going to be a very controversial episode.
Yeah, that's why I like it, man. I like it being diverse. But as far as the COVID-19, man, it's interesting because the whole like stages of reopening, it's just like, what is the end goal here? Because like we're supposed to be opened up fully by the 4th of July. Which
I think is... see, look. We're supposed to be open at full time by the 4th of July. What's the 4th of July? To celebrate our freedom. Could you imagine celebrating our freedom, quarantine, and lockdown?
Right.
Damn.
But like, I could see if like we were given tests and stuff like that. Okay, I got you. But no one's been tested it. Like,
well, that's because no one can afford it.
Right.
The test is outrageously, ridiculously expensive. Some people's going to be like, oh, no, it's not. I don't have health insurance. All right?
I don't either.
Calm down. And that's also another thing. This is very, like, subsided, but, like, because you said that you didn't have health insurance. My mom told me that, go ahead and apply for health insurance. They're not supposed to reject anybody. So I was thinking about looking into that, by the way.
Okay.
But no, because apparently I had made too much money for HIP. I had made way too much money for HIP.
What's it?
Just HIP is the Healthy Indiana Plan, which is the health insurance that they give to people that are, pretty much starting out. Essentially kids that had just graduated.
Oh, okay.
And I had literally made, I think, $100 more than I should for HIP.
$100?
$100 more than I did. So, like, the cap, I think, was like, I'm throwing numbers. I think it was like $4,500 a year, or $45,000 a year, or something like that. I think I literally made like $44,900 and some odd a year is what I make, or something like that. I'm just throwing numbers. I could be completely wrong.
Right.
I could be 100% completely wrong. Somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, he's a fucking idiot."
Right.
But, anyways, like I was denied for HIP, and then I was also told that I was like, "Well, what can I do for any other health insurance, like Medicaid, Medicare, blah 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 blah?"
Right.
Well, you can't apply for that until X date from X date, and I'm like, why is there only one certain portion of the year that we can apply for health insurance? That is horseshit.
Right. It is.
What if I have to get my leg cut off in March? Oh, sorry, can't apply for Medicare until November.
Right.
And I was like, what?
Right. That's
so
insane.
And like, I feel like that was something that we weren't prepared for going to high school, or going out of high school, I should say. I feel like we weren't necessarily prepared of like, this is what you need as an adult. And people are going to be like, well, there's a personal finance class. But I don't think they sit down and tell you about like health insurance and like what you need to do.
No.
So that's another thing. I think we need a class called adult.
Right. I swear
Adulting.
they do. I swear. They definitely do, man. Like, because they are not preparing these kids, man. I ain't gonna lie, because I wasn't prepared at all.
And like,
and it took me a while to get
some of the parents are doing a fantastic job,
for sure,
and have done a fantastic job at teaching their children. These children have degrees, have homes, wives, husbands. Those are the people that knew what they were doing.
Right.
I'm not saying I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Who does, though? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Who does, man? Yeah, man, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy time. Let's see. I kind of want to wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's getting long.
It's getting long, and it kind of like was... It was kind of like a tangent.
Yeah, but we kind of went off on a tangent. Okay, so to end this episode, you got any shout outs? You want to shout out your Twitch?
Well, if I'm gonna be editing this episode, I'm probably gonna throw like all of our social media links like
do that.
throughout the thing.
Okay.
But I'll definitely I'll put all your... Well, I'm not doing the description part. I'll have you put down in the description all of our social media links and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I'm an aspiring content creator. I put quotations around aspiring because it is what it is. So I've got a YouTube channel. He'll have it down in the description below. And I do stream on twitch.tv/Dragotic_live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard to about 3, maybe even 5 a.m. It just depends on how I feel. I'm like, for real. And sometimes it's pretty lit. I'm not going to lie. So
yeah, definitely check my man's out, man. Check him out. That's going to conclude episode 3. Thanks for watching if you got this far. And be safe. See you soon. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We out.